Hello, and welcome to Under SF, Survival of the Artist. I'm your host, Veronica Vaughn.
And I'm Sabrina Mora.
As you may know, this season explores the lives and communities of artists in San Francisco. We've highlighted their craft and artistry, and we also examined their struggles with gentrification, displacement, and other politically charged issues.
Musicians like Royal Jelly Jive, artists like Doug Rhodes, and even hat makers like Abby Dwell have given us insight into how their art is created and expressed.
We're so excited to close this season with an art form that brings us all closer together.
Today's episode focuses on storytelling and the different ways artists use it to express their thoughts, emotions, and experiences. With the impact of recent political events, the stories we share are more important than ever.
From spoken word, to stand-up, to serious, to the not so serious, stories become a piece of art all on their own, and more importantly, a way to help artists survive hard times.
We had the chance to meet with artist, poet, and community activist Paul S. Flores to hear his chronicles about life and death in the mission.
We also sat down with comedians Morgan Rizzo and Aziz Youssef, producers of the monthly variety show Tuesday's Child on Wednesday nights.
Verani attended their show and was blown away by amazing local comics and storytellers. Two of them will actually be performing in studio today.
Most definitely, S. They're here today, and I'm excited for you to see them. I hope you have your diaper on because you're about to be ding on your pants.
Oh my God. Well, yes, I am so excited for today's show, so let's get to it.
In regards to recent political events, it's especially important to continue the dialogue on pressing social issues.
Paul S. Flores is a mission-based artist, poet, educator, and storyteller. He shared one of his stories with us about the violence of gentrification. Here's his piece, That Crowbar Thing.
Can I ask you a question? Are you doing that crowbar thing, liquid thing, 16th Street corridor crawl thing, that grimy thing, that thing about being hip without trying too hard, you know, that whole ironic thing, about telling him, telling her, telling them, telling us that we must clean up the mission because cool people need a cool place to drink thing. A looking for a good time thing. And I'm tired of the marina thing, a Polaroid, postcard, crackhead, and prostitute thing, a hipsters in the dicey barrio thing. It's just like the Lower East Side thing, graffiti on the front door, hot music and cool DJs thing, an optimistic thing, because can't you see the benefit of more green space and bike lane thing? Besides, how could gentrification be violent if artists started it? Are you doing that crowbar thing? That cash in your Oracle stock and buy a bar in the mission thing? That protect your investment even if it means displacement thing? That it's not personal, strictly business thing? That just trying to live the American dream thing? That white man's burden thing? That new sheriff in town thing? That show 'em your gun thing? That violence and destitution, it's so sexy thing? That civilize the savages thing, that cross and the crowbar thing, that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing. Are you doing that crowbar thing? That English only thing? That snitch to la migra when you can't stand your Latino clients or employees thing? That drug dealers, prostitutes, Mexicans, all the same thing? That electronic hate mail thing, that reverse racism thing, that híjole thing, that no mames way thing, that que tú esperabas way thing, that Mexican beer is better at room temperature thing, that Glickstern club hopping, immigrant crowbar bashing thing. Are you doing that crowbar thing? Doing that forget about the Centro del Pueblo thing and volunteer at the pirate store instead thing, that doing the post-Chicano thing because I'm not political, I'm an artist thing, doing the more green spaces thing because murals don't prevent violence thing, doing the bike lane thing because lowriders, aren't ecologically beneficial thing, doing the save the whales thing because my parents went to Berkeley and I'm into that indie rock thing, and because hip hop is so misogynistic now thing, and doing that retro 80s thing because I got bigger fish to fry and I gotta get mine thing, doing that righteous thing because sometimes immigrants deserve to get beat in the head with a crowbar thing. Besides, how could gentrification be violent if artists started it? Are you doing that crowbar thing?
You know, it's important that we have people like Paul to talk about these issues because it's real,
Yeah.
especially in our city.
Yeah, and these are things that we need to talk about, and so, yeah, it's great. But when we return, we'll visit one of the most unique variety shows in the city. Stay tuned.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hi everyone and welcome back to Under SF. I'm so excited to introduce you to our next video, Tuesday's Child.
Oh yeah, how was it?
You know, S, it was so great. The wine was pouring, the laughs were rolling. It was so much fun.
Well, that's great. Tuesday's Child is a venue for local musicians, comedians, and storytellers to share their observations on life. Let's go to a Moonlight Cafe in San Francisco's Bernal Heights neighborhood to meet the producers.
Tuesday's Child on Wednesday is our variety show that consists of stand-up comedy, storytelling, spoken word, or music.
I came up with the name Tuesday's Child, and my co-producer Aziz said, but it happens on Wednesdays. And I was like, well, I like it even better.
The format of the show is always two comics, a storyteller or spoken word, and then music.
Did I already talk about missing children? No. It's a problem.
I always stalled because I thought I was gonna come up here and tell you jokes about why I don't wear bras. It's because I hate eye contact. But instead, I'm going to tell you a story that is not funny at all. It's very serious.
A lot of showcases are 25 comedians, and when you leave, you just never want to see another comedian. And I like the idea of storytelling or spoken word, because I go to different types of shows, and I thought a variety show would be a better mix.
And pretty much started by Morgan, has been producing shows, and I wanted to be a part of one of her shows that she did in other venues. And then she was like, I'm not doing anything, I'm looking for a venue. I'd like to do something in Bernal. Can we use Moonlight? My restaurant that I own, it's a coffee shop, Crepe House, breakfast and lunch. I was like, I think that might be an option. So we pretty much just sat down and figured out what we needed, what we could do, and we just did it. The housing crisis in the city, it definitely has affected, in a sense, artists have to come from other parts of the East Bay and stuff like that, and other parts of the Bay Area. I think the worst thing is that people have to leave the whole Bay Area in general. You just see it in venues. Like, there's been some venues that have closed down that used to do comedy and other artistic things, and they're You know, they're getting bought out by, you know, people with big money and getting, you know, turned to condos or whatever. So that's definitely has happened. There's some spots that are gone because of that.
Last night's show was our 29th show. It's a really well-kept secret in Bernal. But we're really happy to have a place in Bernal and to have had it for that long. I bill myself as a standing-up storyteller. I've always been a storyteller, and I've always been funny.
She's like, you really love it in San Francisco, don't you, Morgan? I'm like, yeah, I love it here, Morgan. Mother? She's like, yeah, all your people are there. Like, shit, my mother thinks I'm Asian.
I always give myself up as trans as a way of promoting acceptance and tolerance. It's not about making a spectacle of myself. It's about me getting in the right body. I've known my whole life I was in the wrong body.
You know, I've been acting since I was 15 years old, and I've always wanted to try to do stand-up comedy.
As an Arab person, everyone kind of assumes you're Muslim. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's cool. I have Muslim friends. We don't care, but it's not the case. It happened to me today. Some guy was talking about someone with a different name that sounded like mine. He goes, "Oh, he's Muslim too." And I'm just like, okay. Like, I eat bacon, but it's cool. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it.
Morgan is like someone who I look up to as a comic and as an artist, because she's, first of all, she's been doing it longer than I have, and I'm learning a lot from working with her. I adore her. We are really good friends. I really enjoy my time with her.
I abuse the shit out of Aziz on any given day. I frighten him. I genuinely frighten him, and then I have to make up.
I don't want to like jump to, you know, conclusions with what's happening with our election and politically, but definitely for a transgendered woman and someone of Middle Eastern descent, it's definitely something to think about, because we don't know what the future holds for us.
What scares me is Donald Trump, because I think he will do some really dumb things. Like, first of all, if anyone that even looks Arabic, you know, or has a name will just be, if I look Mexican, I don't know where the fuck he's gonna put me.
Definitely more from Morgan too, especially with the mentality of who got elected and how they talk about things.
There's the vice president-elect is talking money for conversion therapy. What the hell? You know, I went to bed recognized. I woke up, I might as well be an outlaw.
If we can all, you know, as a community of comics and artists and stuff, especially in the Bay Area, kind of stick together and like say, hey, we're not going away. We're not going without a fight.
I know I'm not going to leave, and I certainly know I'm not going to leave quietly. I will not go quietly. I will fight for what we have.
You know, that looks like a great time, but what did you enjoy the most?
Yeah, S, I really enjoyed my time over there. Everything was hilarious, but we actually have one of the acts in here in the studio today. His name is Phil Woods. So without further ado, take it away.
Yes. Thank you very much, lovely people. I'm so happy to be here. There is an elephant in the room, so I'm going to just go ahead and put it out there right now. I am a stuttering comic, okay? I am a stuttering comic. Thank you. My name is Phil Woods. Everybody growing up in Oakland, everybody when I was a kid, everybody used to tease me and call me Phil, okay? That's what everybody used to call me. And I would try to defend myself as a young kid. I would say, hold on, that is not my name. My name is Phil. I'm thinking in my mind, man, that is my name, you know? I can't even say my own name, but I'm a lifelong stutterer, okay? Been doing it since I came out the womb. And I know when I get stuck on one word, I switch over to another word and just hope you didn't notice, you know what I'm saying? So I was in Starbucks the other day. The only reason I went is because I just got paid. I wanted to treat myself, and y'all make those mocha, frappa, venti, waka flocka, too short lattes look so good, you know what I mean? So I go in there, and I didn't know that they ask your name after they take your order. I didn't know that. Since I stutter when I say my own name, I panicked. She asked me what was my name. I panicked and I said, Mike. And she was like, for Mike. I said, for Mike. You don't have to say it in the microphone with all these techies in line, Susan. For Mike. You know what I'm saying? So I just slid right out of the conversation, and as soon as she put my cup down, I was going to take my cup, go on about my business because I didn't want no more stuttering situations. So she put my cup down. I snatched my cup. I went outside. I looked at my cup, and it had 3 F's and a mic on it. I said, you evil Starbucks lady, where's the manager at? I want my money back. I'm going to Pete's. You know what I'm saying? Or 7-Eleven. It's hard being a stuttering comic, man. Right now, I live in San Francisco. I just moved to San Francisco, but I'm originally from Oakland. San Francisco is a real crazy place to live. I didn't know that it was this crazy. When I first moved here, I was driving down the Visadero. I stopped at a red light, looked to my left, and I seen a Taco Bell and a KFC in one building. You know what I'm saying? And that blew my mind. I said, a Taco Bell and a KFC in one building? What is happening here? The light turned green. I went on about my business. When I got to the next red light, I reminisced about what I seen, and I came to the conclusion that San Francisco is so expensive that Taco Bell needs a roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mean to tell me KFC don't got rent control? What is going on in this city? It's crazy out here. I love where I live. I stay right in the outer Sunset, right over there by Golden Gate Park, right over there by Ocean Beach. Fantastic area to live. They're always leaving free furniture on the curb for me and stuff. You know what I mean? Yes, it's fantastic. All of my homeboys from Oakland always ask me, Phil, how can you afford to live in San Francisco? I was with you in the 5th grade. You stutter. You was in the special ed class, which means you can't make rent every single month. How can you afford to live in San Francisco? And I said, look, it's a few things that you got to do to live in San Francisco. Number 1, try to get you a job with one of these startup companies or one of these tech companies. Number 2, take your gold teeth and your hood off. Number 3, you must learn how to live with 16 white roommates, okay? That's all you got to do. I love my roommates to death. They are the best people in the world because there's 16 of them and it's one refrigerator, if you're catching my drift. So I eat dinner for free every morning at 3 a.m. while they're asleep. I've never eaten so much raw, vegan, no HMO, GMO, hummus, kale, arcade, fire, LCD sound system, kale smoothies in my life. I haven't been constipated since I moved in there, y'all. It is fantastic. When I sit on the toilet, I don't push. I just think, and it just comes right out. And then I clean up with organic baby wipes, baby. Mama, I made it. Mama, I almost made it. I did a transgender show during Gay Pride last year, and it was fantastic. One of the best shows I've ever done. It was 300 transgenders. I went up. I did my set. They laughed. After the show, me and one of the transgenders, we became quite fond of each other. You know, we were sharing struggles. She was telling me her struggles. I was telling her my struggles. She said, Phil, I don't know if you know, but the male's G-spot is in the backside. You will never be satisfied sexually unless you open up the backside and let somebody in. I said, Farrar? She was like, Farrar. I'm like, wow, that can't be right. And then I said, you know, maybe that is right. I'm going to share a quick story with you, San Francisco. I had hemorrhoids one day, right? Very, very bad hemorrhoids. Couldn't sit, couldn't walk, couldn't tell a joke, couldn't do anything. I didn't have insurance at the time, so I went on Google and I said, Google, what do I do for these hemorrhoids? Google told me to go to Walgreens, get a suppository. It's about this fat, this long, this big. You put it up there. It cost $7.99. I stole it, okay? Because I'm like, if it could fit back there, it could fit in my pocket, and I'm not in the mood to be paying for stuff to go up there. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to do it, so I went home to my girl. I'm like, baby, do you love me? She was like, yeah. I said, no, Farrar, do you love me? She was like, yeah. I said, well, do you mind sticking this up there? I'm getting ready to stand up real strong. I'm a flex like a real strong alpha male. You gotta stuff it up there and everything's gonna be good. To make a long story short, she stuffed it up there and it was Disneyland in my backside, y'all. It felt so good. I was touching myself. I turned my hat around. This joke always gets awkward every time I tell it. I'ma just end it by saying I am not gay, but I don't mind hemorrhoid medicine from time to time, okay? Thank you all very much. I appreciate you.
The things that hurt us,
they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
Hey guys, welcome back to Under SF, Survival of the Artist. Oh lordy. You know, another performance that got me rolling at Tuesday's Child was a guy named Mikey Wallace. And actually, you know what? I think I hear him right now.
I think we do.
I wake up in the morning, say, God damn, what a beautiful day. I pour a little orange juice and then I add a little champagne. That's a mimosa. It comes time for breakfast. I ain't fucking with no bacon and eggs. No, no. I just pour myself a nice big bowl of champagne and frosted flakes. Yeah, 'cause I've been drinking champagne all day. 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 Now it's 10 a.m. and you know that I got me some errands to run. I know a little trick that makes running my errands more fun. Now check it out. Take a bottle of apple juice and then I pour all the juice down the drain. See where I'm going? Now it looks like I be drinking apple juice, but I be really drinking champagne. 'Cause I be drinking champagne all day. 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 Now my errands are done and I'm driving home, and you know that I'm feeling alright, alright. I look in the rear view, I see a cop coming up behind. Oh no. I say, hey officer, can you tell me why you're fucking with me? And he said, 'cause you're driving down a one-way street and it smells like it's New Year's Eve. Yeah, 'cause I've been drinking champagne all day. 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 48 hours later, and I'll be rolling out of jail like a boss. Fuck yeah. I know just how to celebrate a six-pack of Dom Perignon. But when I get home, what do I see? In my living room, all of my family. They say you got to get help, got to stop drinking champagne. Oh, we're never gonna give you any money again. So no, I'll be doing 12 steps all day. I'll be doing 12 steps all day. Just don't take my rent money away. I'll be doing 12 steps all day. But no more champagne. No more champagne. No more champagne. No, 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 no more champagne.
That's our show for today. Thank you so much to our talented storytellers, and thank you to everyone who has contributed to this incredible journey.
And thank you to each and every hand that made this season what it is. It has truly been an amazing experience. One last time, I'm Veronica Vaughn.
And I'm Sabrina Mora. And this has been Under SF, Survival of the Artist.
Me and baby went out tonight. It was such a treat. We danced till the clubs closed down, and then we got a bite to eat. She ordered the chicken sandwich and a strawberry shake. I ordered the chili fries, and now I see it was a mistake. Because it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. I'm farting in the bed. 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 Haven't slept a wink tonight, my baby by my side. There's something inside of me I can no longer hide. Too tired to run away, too tired to go outside, too tired to hold it in anymore. So I guess it's time. Oh, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. I'm farting in the bed. 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 Oh, last thing I wanted to do was give you all my loving. Last thing I ever wanted to do was put you into my Dutch oven, but now here we are. I'm farting in the... I'm farting in the bed.